Hey there guys, how are you? So before we dive into the movie review of Get Out, I first want to talk about a very sensitive subject, racism. What the fuck is that? Because in one way or another, this movie does deal with racism, and I want to give you my quick thoughts on the subject. In life, people are people. There's a lot of cool people that you meet along the way that come in every shape and color, and there's a lot of shitheads that you meet along the way that come in every shape and color. And to wrap up my thoughts, my motto is, people are like Sour Patch Kids. They come in every color, but no matter what, they're all delicious. Did I just compare Sour Patch Kids to racism? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's talk about the movie Get Out. A black guy meets his white girlfriend's creepy and mysterious family. The movie Get Out is a horror, mystery, thriller, suspense with a heavy dose of comedy. And going into this movie, I had no idea how heavy-handed this movie was with the comedy throughout. And at times it is very subtle, and I appreciate very subtle comedy because in my opinion, that makes things even funnier. But in the film Get Out, there's very intense, serious situations where one of the characters just makes an offhanded comment that's funny, that relates and makes sense during the situation, but you as an audience laugh at it because it adds a certain level of levity, and I liked that about this movie. But as far as comedy goes, the main character's best friend named Rod is pretty much the main comedic relief of the movie, and there's 3 or 4 scenes where he references crazy white people kidnapping them, eating their heads, and using them as sex slaves, and I was like, yeah, that's funny. So like I said before, the main plot of this movie is a white girlfriend takes her black boyfriend home to meet her white parents, and everyone in this family is very eccentric, very weird and creepy, and you just get this vibe that something bad is looming. It's a very suspenseful film. I was really on the edge of my seat at times wondering what's going to happen. How's this all going to turn out? And along the way, you're laughing at the satires and the stereotypes that the movie's making fun of. But when it comes to the writing of this film, I thought the most clever thing it did was, you would expect all these white, old, crusty people to be racist. No one comes across truly racist in this film. Yes, they do stereotype things, but no one really makes a racist remark. The white family in this film actually goes so far as to say that black people are genetically gifted and they're almost envious of that. And when it came to that approach, I was actually surprised by that because I was expecting a very cliched, we're old white people, we don't like black people. And I thought by flipping things around and making them envious of them for certain reasons, which I can't spoil, I was like, yeah, that's pretty clever. I like that. 2 thumbs up. And I guess when it comes down to it, I'm just glad there's something slightly original still left in Hollywood. And this movie is a breath of fresh air. It blends a lot of different elements together to give you something unique and something that you haven't quite seen before, but still giving you the things that you want to see in a film, especially a horror film, the thriller aspect, the suspense, with the satire and the comedy. It's all these great things blended together to make an entertaining movie. Is it perfect? No. So let's talk about that. For the first 3/4 of this movie, I was really on the edge of my seat. I was buying into the hype, the suspense, the buildup. I enjoyed the characters and the story, and I was really getting hyped for the climax of the movie. And maybe it's because I've seen one too many movies in my life, but just judging by the trailers of this movie, I essentially guessed how the movie would end. And it's not like I guessed every single detail of the ending of the film, but the general outcome, just watching the trailers, I could watch those and be like, yeah, it's probably gonna go this direction, and it does. And is that necessarily a bad thing? No, but I was just hoping that the movie might have a twist to where you couldn't guess it just watching the trailer. Like I said, the first 3/4 of the movie are very clever. I really enjoyed the build-up, but once you get the payoff to everything, I thought it came across a little bit silly. It sort of had this made-for-TV sci-fi channel vibe going on. I thought it got a little bit too convoluted for its own good, and I almost feel like the movie took too much of a physical approach to the ending of the film. I thought if it was more of a psychological approach with everything being inside of your head, I thought that would have been a little bit more interesting and believable. As far as acting goes, I thought the main actor who played Chris, the main character of the film, did a great job of playing this very subtle, down-to-earth guy who's just, he felt like a dude in this weird situation. And I couldn't help but think, hey, if I was just this guy in this situation, that's probably the same kind of things I would be doing too. Now, here are my final flicking thoughts on the movie Get Out. At times, this is a funny comedy satire film. At other times, it's a very creepy thriller, suspense, horror film. And the biggest praise I can give this movie is it blends all those different genres together to give you something new and original, and it's also entertaining. But as far as the overall writing and directing go, I like that this movie's self-aware at times. I like the comedy aspect of it. But one of my favorite things about this movie is, throughout this movie, there's so many little intricate details about characters and things and events that happen that don't make any sense until the final conclusion of the film. And I absolutely love when a movie gives you a payoff like that, to where all these little minor plot details finally add up into something bigger. And this is by far the best horror film I've seen in a theater of 2017. Yeah, so I'm going to give Get Out, ugh. And the more I think about it, it is a very clever film. It's very suspenseful. I enjoyed watching the movie. Now here's my question to you guys, and let me know down below. If you've seen the movie, what did you think about it? Or what is your favorite twist ending from a horror film? And like I said, people are like Sour Patch Kids. Keep that in mind. As usual, guys, thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That way, I can see you next time.